Brady.
Sturavete.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Well, it's an exciting day today.
Yes, our two eldest children are visiting us for the weekend.
Finally.
Finally we get to see Samantha out here.
Yeah, David's been before.
Yeah, but Samantha's coming this time.
Yeah, so we go and get them from the airport later.
Yeah, very exciting. They're leaving very rainy weather behind in the UK, so...
Yes, hopefully they'll enjoy their weekend of sunshine.
Yeah. We've had a mixed bag weather-wise this
We
week.
have, yes, in fairness.
We've had a couple of very rainy days, but the ground did need it.
Oh yes, so we had an English weather day on Tuesday.
Yeah, it just rained all day long.
And we had storms last night.
Yes, a few thunderstorms, but not too much rain, I don't think.
It doesn't appear to be, no.
So we're looking forward to a nice sunny weekend.
Yes.
And doing bits around the house.
Yeah, just generally enjoying ourselves. Lots of cooking.
Yeah, lots of barbecuing, I hope. Otherwise our cooking plans are going out the window.
Yeah. So what else have we done this week?
Well, we've got quite a lot done this week. We've done a little bit more painting and we've done a little bit more car sorting out.
We have. And we've made a bit of bespoke furniture, I guess you can call it furniture, for our hallway. Just about, yeah. This is what we did. Since the last time we showed you us working on the hallway, we've done a few bits and pieces. We've put the architrave around the bathroom door. We've also completed the second coat of white paint on the walls to just give it a much nicer finish. We've also reintroduced the window to above the door. This was boarded up, I'll show you here. Well, we had the window. It needs painting. All the woodwork in here needs painting, so that's not a problem. But we've put the window back in, which lets an awful lot more light into here and brightens the room up considerably. Speaking of the woodwork, we've been filling the holes. That's ready for sanding back and painting. Now we can't paint it yet because we haven't bought the paint. And we haven't bought the paint yet because we haven't got the tiles for the floor. So until we see and buy the tiles for the floor, we won't know what colour goes with it for doing the woodwork. And speaking of the floor, it's probably got another week, 2 weeks to dry out before we can tile it. So we're having to leave that for the moment as well. But it's time for us now to bring the hallway back into proper use by putting back in the things like the shoe rack and things. But one thing we have taken down and haven't got anymore is a coat rack. We used to have a coat rack on the wall over there, and we had a couple of hooks up here for hanging bags when we go shopping and things. Well, the plan has changed slightly in that we're going to have our coat rack here. Now, as I said, we no longer have the original coat rack, or it doesn't fit so well, so we've had to come up with a different plan, and that's for me to make one. These are the two pieces of wood that I have in mind for making the coat rack out of. They've both got a certain amount of live edge, I think is the correct term for it. They look rustic. That's the look I've been told to go for. I've got to clean them up a bit, then present them to Lynn to see which one she'd prefer me to make. So let's see how they look once I've sanded them and give them a bit of a clean up. This is my first attempt at rounding off the edges, just to soften it up a bit so that it looks a little bit more rustic. It may need a little bit more work, but I'm going to go and see what Lynn thinks. After all, it's a piece she wants me to make, so we'd better get it how she wants it. So it's been decided that this is the piece of wood we're going to use. The edges are rounded. We've still got the live edge at this end. It's going to go this way up with 3 hooks on it, but before we do any of that, I've got to varnish it. So that's my next step. Once that's dry, we can go and fit it on the wall. Now, I've got to varnish this on all sides of it, obviously to seal the wood. And the problem with that is obviously putting it down so that it dries. Now, you can get things called painter's triangles, which are little pyramid shaped things you can sit your work on. Well, I haven't got any of those, so what I've done is I've put a couple of screws through 2 bits of wood, so that once I've done one side, I can put it on there, the screws will hold the wood up, and the air can circulate and dry all the way around. And that way you can do all of it in one hit, not have to do one side, wait for it to dry, turn it over and do the other side. So hopefully that will help you if you're doing something similar. So that's the wood varnished, dry, coated on all sides to completely seal it. The next thing I need to do is drill pilot holes for where I'm going to fix it to the wall. The plan is for me to fix it to the wall and then put the hooks on, so the hooks can hide the screws that hold it to the wall. It should look a lot neater, so just got to measure and drill some holes. So that's the wood on the wall now. It's level. It may not look level on the picture, but it is level. I've got the 3 screws holding it to the wall here. And what I'm going to be doing is putting the hooks so that the hooks go over the screws and hide them. So let's put those on and see how it looks. And there it is in place, our new rustic coat hanging rack. It's got my coat, it's got Lynn's coat, it's got the coat we might put Max in, if he lets us. But yeah, that's a one-off thing that's much better than what we had before. So we'll leave that there for this week and hopefully be able to start outside next week.
Yes, I really like my coat rack. It's one of my favourite things in the house at the moment. Very pleased with how it turned out.
It's amazing what you can do with some old scrap wood.
Yeah, it does, and it cost us the grand sum of about
just under 6 leather.
So yeah, just under £3.
Yes.
It's very good.
Yes, very pleased with that. That's my sort of budget.
Definitely Adam's budget.
Something else that I know you've all been waiting for, and we have kind of led up to this point for a while now, is trying out the pizza machine. Wow. Wednesday, Max and I both decided we've got stuff to do in Tiger Vista. Let's go and see just how good or bad it is. This is what happened.
Well, we were going to do the testing of the pizzas from the vending machine, but there's just one small issue. Bit of a letdown, wasting my time, but hey, at least I'm still getting pizza from around the corner.
Personally, I think they had a lucky escape.
Oh, I don't know.
But Max is now determined to go into the Tiger Vista with us every time to see if the pizza machine is working.
One day it will be.
One day it will be,
maybe.
Yeah.
But we will keep you updated. As soon as we know anything, you'll know it.
We got the tyres changed on the car.
We have.
Which needed doing. How much did that cost in total?
To get them fitted.
With new valves.
New valves, tyres fitted and balanced on the wheels. 19 leather, which is just over £8.
Yeah. So that was quite. You were quite pleased with that,
Yeah.
weren't you?
And the two tyres I bought, they came to £90 for 2, maybe a bit less, £80 for 2. So that wasn't bad either.
No, because they're quite big tyres on the Audi.
Yeah. So it's now driving like a dream.
Yeah. Adam's happy now with the way the car drives.
Oh yeah.
Not that I think it makes an awful lot of difference on most roads.
But we do have that one lovely road which is a joy to drive up and down.
Yes, we had one last Friday.
You can't find me, that's where I'll be.
So we had visitors as well.
We have.
We had one of our viewers who was from Belgium, Michelle, came to stay for a few days here.
Yes, he's been touring around in his camper van.
And we had a lovely evening meal with him, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Very enjoyable. Very nice to meet you, Michelle, and I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll meet again at some point.
Yeah. So, yeah, all in all, we've had a busy, productive week.
We have, yes. So we're off now to head off to the airport and go and pick up our VIPs.
Yes, hopefully the weather will hold for the whole weekend here.
Absolutely. So until next week, it's time for us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Dos Guru.
Dos Skolo.